There was a certain verse that stood out for me personally in relation to this video, and it goes as follows in Deuteronomy. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Superman as a character stands for, above all things, hope personified. He brings out the best in all situations, regardless of the situation. That is what I wanted to share with you today in the opener for this video. Enjoy. Oh, don't you think it's time for an update? Okay. So, anyway, but I think Superman embodies hope better than any superhero, point blank, period. And that's why I love the show of Superman and Lois,
A few minutes later.
or My Adventures with Superman, to be more accurate. I'm so sorry. But I like that one too. I think just overall, the show itself, it shows every positive quality of Superman that a Superman fan would ever want and ask for. Like, it's very little flaws with his character that really exist or persist throughout the show, personally. Of course, that is until we enter Lois Lane. Now, obviously, the relationship drama and things of that nature are going to have to ensue in the first season to just better establish the two characters' dynamic overall. So I'm not really mad at that one personally. Is when we move on to the second season where my issues actually start to arise, point blank, period. I'm not going to hold you. For example, it's Lois's insecurity about being with the Man of Steel in question that bothers me. It's like, you're already in it. He chose you. He chose to be with you outside of all the, how many options exist out there and would be a quote unquote better fit for him. He still wants to be with you. And I am confused on why that should even be put into question any further. Like, their relationship after the first season is well established now. So backtracking for drama purposes is unnecessary. You can find other things to, add more spice to these two characters if you need to do that. Even though I think it's perfectly fine the way it is, as far as on the positive spectrum. Honestly, like, I never understand why relationship dramas even have to exist in these certain scenarios. Like, I don't think it's always important to have that. And again, I think that's just the overall problem I have with this season overall pertaining to Lois and Superman themselves. It's just like, it's a non-issue personally. It shouldn't be an issue. And them trying to pull at different plot points to make it connect is just irritating. Like, I kid you not, there's really an episode of like Superman eligible bachelor style plot point, and it's the most annoying and most predictable thing ever because you know where they're trying to go with this and you know it's not going to mean anything. And more importantly, it's just unnecessary. I think that's what bothers me about it. And I think that's going to wrap up my thoughts on the whole Superman and Lois dynamic this season. I want to get to the main crux of the overall video itself, and that's Kara herself and her plot points and everything involving her character. Let's just get into it. So today's shout out goes out to Alex, and it goes as follows. Why does every YouTuber have this same title? What do you want from me? Like, respectfully, the show is literally hands. Like, it's not me, it's the show. But nah, I know it was all in good fun, man. Have a good day, man. Peace. Now, look, I am fine with the Kryptonian culture being seen as Saiyan-esque and conquering worlds and things of that nature. I'm not mad at it because General Zod exists for a reason. Like, there's a reason why he's so passionate about what he does and things of that nature. And I just think putting that on Kara makes no sense. Like, considering she wears House of L on her chest. Like, and we know what the House of L symbol means, hope. And so when Brainiac goes on and on about how Jor-El was weak and yada, 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 it's like, yeah, but I didn't think that would need to be a shock. Like, honestly, if you know where his lineage comes from, like, yeah, duh. But I'm confused on the confusion. You know what I mean? And having Kara be quote unquote evil, which, by the way, we're just going to discuss this now. The way they go about it is so shitty. She's basically Weapon X. Like, she gets her memories toyed with and tampered with, messed with. She gets, experimented on and things of that nature to best justify her cruelty and things of that nature. And it's so unbelievable, it's killing me. Like, she's not accountable for literally any of those horrible things because she didn't even remember doing any of it. So it kind of just makes the weight of her being this way and acting this way feel alien to me, considering her personality before that was just more, while stern, it was never too crazy because she had a preconceived notion about the Kryptonian Empire than even Brainiac was providing her. So it's it's weird, you know, because she's doing this as what she sees as a morally good reason, and she's getting fed that through Brainiac. So again, Brainiac's putting on a facade of, oh, kind-hearted father figure when that's not the case, and he's manipulating her, but she doesn't even know that though. So like any misgivings that she would have just makes no sense. And again, adding on to the fact that she was basically a weapon the entire time. Like honestly, the only twist was the fact that that little tiny little body was controlling that giant Kryptonian mech suit from last season about kneeling. And I thought that was Zod. I even built it up in videos about it. I was really hurt about that. Like I thought that was what they were going with, you know, Zod controlling one of the House of L, you know. But apparently we gotta do Brainiac. Like, okay, whatever, sure. I guess I'm gonna let you cook. But yeah, I think overall, those are my freaking issues with the overall season, and really the only issues. That and the fact that they're rushing, but not rushing certain developmental plot points. Like, for example, let's just take the whole Gotham elephant out of the room and let's just tackle it right now. It's ridiculous that they keep freaking doing this, hanging Gotham over my head, and for the sake of doing nothing with it. Like, it makes no sense and it bothers me to no end. I'm not kidding you. This is annoying to me because there's no reason. Like, you're showing all these other characters, you're doing all these other things, but for some reason, you just won't touch on it. Like, you're telling me a story never came out, you know, about Gotham having a bat.